And now, ladies and gentlemen, get ready. It is time for the Bodenweiser und Himmelblau Hour. Ladies and gentlemen, it is your host, Mr. Cliff Bodenweiser.
Well, thank you, Joseph Burke, for being there for us in so many ways leading up to today's show. And here I'm going to bring ourselves over here so we can get the show started. We'll have Mr. Himmelblau with us here very shortly. He's changing his clothes there, hopefully, because we just saw him in another blab somewhere, and it wasn't as pretty as he said he was. As pretty as it could have been, and so forth. So we're getting straightened away. We've got a couple of great guests today. We've got to get them in bed because they literally have children, so we're going to get to them pretty quickly. For those of you who don't know who I am, well, that's not a bad thing yet, but we're looking forward to the show. We're not going to be paying a lot of attention to the chat right now. We've got Joe on that in case any trolls show up. And we'll take care of that as they come along. But thank you for not trolling us today. Hi, Jen. I see you giving me props. Everybody, welcome to the premiere of the Bodenweiser und Himmelblau Hour. Sorry, Himmelblau. It's Himmelblau. And we're here to kind of give you guys a once-over. And hope you have your beverage and snacks ready after the Joel Comm bomb over there. According to them, their show went down. It's going to be a really big shoe tonight. And lay out a few things here. It's really about engaged communities. So we hear all the time about social communities and how to build social networks and all these great tools and stuff. But what we would like to talk about is kind of about communication and helping you determine the best way to get your message out there. And Bruce, you want to get those pictures over to Joe so we can have a show that looks semi-professional. I know I got the curtains up and everything, but boy, this is rough out here with him. Well, you'll see what goes on later with him. So it's all about you. This show is not about me or Himmelblau or even our guests necessarily. It's about sharing things among us in this community that we know here as Blab. You see my little Blab bird down here. And you know, they call me the mayor of Blab, and you're going to find out why in about 1.5 minutes. But we're here to educate, entertain, irritate, and even agitate your synapses, and that's not a bad thing. It's a challenging thing for you, hopefully. And the main goal here is to have you engage with us and experience pure joy in your minds and hearts. Okay. All right. That's asking for a little bit much at 11 o'clock at night on the East Coast. But for those of you watching it later on afterwards, you know, get yourself a beer. You're going to need it. We've got a couple of us jokers here on the leading the charge. That'd be me and Himmelblau, and we'll see how that goes for us. But basically, this is really about a pivotal point. And I think I ought to get Bruce in here because he's going to have to keep me going. Bruce, come on in. We're going to see how if he got his tie on. Let's see. We have him locked out, actually. They locked the seat, I guess. While he's figuring that out, okay, Bruce, here we go. Thank you, Joe, for letting him in. Can you guys hear me okay? Just give me a couple of ones in the side. If I'm not too loud, it sounds good. Let me know. I will look over there. Bruce got dressed up. Thank you, Bruce.
First time wearing a tie in about a year.
This is the second time of the year. The other one was the Blab Awards, 2015. If you guys missed that, I was there. Brief moments of time. It was awesome. Actually, I have a hat. It doesn't go over this, but we'll get to that later. But going back, Bruce, you all right?
So what's the audio like? We having audio issues?
Anybody watching the side? I've got 105 messages I'm not looking at. Delay? Am I delayed? Should I start clapping? We need the monkey here. There's always delay. This is... Okay, everybody's fine. Here we go. So let's go back in a little bit of history. And Bruce, I'm going to rely on you to be the guy to keep me on track here because we got a lot to cover. I want to bring our guests in sooner than later. And you know me, when I get rolling, it's a bit much. But let's go back when I was 19, a ripe old age of 19, folks, about 3-4 decades ago. And I realized that this was all about relationship. Everything that wasn't coming my way was because I wasn't connecting with other people. Got some weird noise here. Okay, got it. And you know what? I want to leave one thing. If you don't remember anything else about the show and you dish it off and you just go like, get that guy off the stage, that kind of thing. But anyway, we're all influencers, all change makers. Whether you think so today or not, that's just you haven't gotten your message crafted, you haven't gotten it out there, that's what we're here to help you do in different ways. Bruce and I are different people, obviously, but we're here. This show is really about bringing people to you to kind of give you inspiration and some tools and whatnot to go through those barriers that you might have to bring your message out to the world, because I really want you guys to have your message delivered in the way you want it to your audience. And that's what the baseline of the show is about, and what I'm about. And, aside from a few DNA sequences here and there, we're all the same. Doesn't matter where we come from or anything like that. We certainly are looking forward to doing that. Now, I'll give you a prime example of what's gone on here in this community of Blab in the last little while. And I'm turning off my phone. We lost DJ Sherry B. Her physical body was put to rest just today on February 2nd here. Her spirit lives on in each of us who experienced her, and she really epitomizes what each of us should strive for in our lives, in terms of open heart, open mind. She was always ready to greet anyone with a smile on the street or on Blab, in her studio, and so forth. And I look at her in the short time I knew her. It breaks my heart she's not with us for us. But going forward, I think we need to take from her life a little bit of that, and she wants us to have that, I think, and that's why she was here on Blab early on for us to be here. Nobody calling. Lock the seat for us there, guys. Thanks. And we're, I want to also, Tony Robbins was here on the platform. A great man with many great things to say. And what really came through to me was he's such a giver, and he drives for other people and strives for them to be givers, just like Sherry. Okay. And it was just ironic that, she passes and he shows up in his way here, and to give the same message that I got from both of those events for us here on the platform. And I look forward to less of people leaving us, more people coming in, enjoying this platform, this community that we've built here. And looking forward to sharing a lot of stories, not only on this show, and hopefully you're not going to end up crying too much, or, maybe a little bit of. All right, I get the message. We're going to get me off here. So with a high expectation, combining the steadfastness of Mitch Jackson and Tom Curran, and the intelligence of Stephen Caggiano, John Preto, Sidney Shapiro, and Mark Prophet, the wit of Joel Comm and Daley Pike, also known as the Sriracha Dragon, intensity of Brian Vanilla Fanzo and Roberto Blake, the incredible entire head of Vincenzo Landino, unremitting nuggetry delivered by a Roy Montero of all people, genuine smile of Daniel Miller, Jenny Q, and Q, the talent of Joseph Burke, Jens Oliver, and Michael Herndson, the vision of so many here like Jonathan Tripp of Blab Nation, and trying to get even approximately close for each of us to the depth of the heart of Miss Vicky Fitch. We're attempting to bring you a mix of real life experiences and stories and knowledge, inspiration for you to go out and bring your message in clear, powerful way to your audience. So not only can you survive, but thrive. That's what I'm not going to go on with the show. Let's see if we can get Bruce back in here without the echo. And thanks for listening. I know I went on a little bit long, but and if Bruce is going to echo again, we're just going to sideline him. Come on, Bruce. Give it a go, Bruce. Let's bring in. He's going to do it again.
There we go.
Hello. What is that? A telephone?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. It's perfect. Thank you for that. Bruce, how are we doing? All right?
Yeah, I sent the links.
Okay.
away.
All right. We don't need to get into that. That's the side chat over there in Twitter. We don't need to get into that. How are you doing tonight? What are you drinking?
I had 2 beers and whiskey. But you're not supposed to mix that, are you?
Is that the cops? They coming into? Jeez. Oh boy, they're coming to take them away. Oh my! So let's see. We're gonna bring in Jen Hoverstadt. Now I didn't make that up, and she's not even German. Jen, if you want to knock on the door a little bit, there she is. Somebody let her in. Thank you. I gotta take a drink. Okay, Jen's having a little trouble getting in there, but I know she'll make it. So Deutsch to me, he says over there. Andy, thank you. Jen Hoverstadt is showing up.
So, Cliff, how are you doing?
Excellent. This couldn't be any better. The whole thing is going perfectly so far.
Hey,
I think they just loaded up.
this whole show's a surprise to me too.
What's that? What? The
This
whole show was a surprise to you?
Yeah,
When did we tell you about it? Yesterday?
not even. I think like
Oh.
5 minutes ago.
Oh, man.
Remember, you're supposed to call me.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Oh, boy. What are you going to do? Let's see.
So,
Okay. So that's Jen trying to get in. How about, Jen, I know you need to get in and go back to your family. Let's try it again. She's pulsing there. She is.
There we go.
Oh, thank you so much for persevering here. It is a pleasure to have you here. Not only because look at this.
Hi, Jen.
Oh, wow.
Is that a
This
headshot?
is the first time I've been on Blab and had like my headshot appear with me.
This
This
is
is fancy,
serious,
guys.
serious business here. You know what I'm saying? We would appreciate you. And I talked to you last week at length. What's up, Bruce?
Just saying hi.
Oh,
Hi,
he's
Bruce.
saying hi.
Hi. Because I wasn't on the last time you were on. It was just you and Cliff.
Right, yes.
I was
Hello,
in
it's
the-
good to see you this
I was
evening.
in the chat room.
Okay. Sorry, I have neighbors. They don't understand these things. Jennifer Hoverstadt, tell me about your name. You are not German. Many people would think Hoverstadt is German. It is not.
Right.
It is
Norwegian.
Norwegian. And
Yes.
you don't drive a Swedish car or anything like that, right?
I go for the Japanese make in Toyota.
Oh, Toyota. Okay,
Yeah.
that hurt.
Just to just
I should-
No.
just a global here. Citizen of the world.
That's great. I know you and I have a lot in common, and that's why I reached out to you last week, and I said, as we developed the show, we only told Bruce about the show yesterday, so I apologize to Bruce here.
And then you told me I was
you,
supposed to dress. I saw you in a tie earlier. Like, really? Are you kidding me?
Well, I heard
So
this is the first time you're dressing up in like years. So I'm so impressed,
Yeah.
Bruce.
I had to look for this tie. It's been in my drawer for like a year. So
Well, it looks wonderful on you.
he actually baited me here because I wasn't going to do this, and he said, I'm going to get out this suit. What did you tell me you were going to wear?
oh no, I'm looking at the poster behind you, or actually theoretically behind you, and I'm wearing a tie in this jacket in the picture, and I got the red pants on. And
Okay.
you're in that kind of army camouflage, so I figured
Right.
you were wearing army camouflage.
Yeah. No, I couldn't do the camouflage because I actually wash my hair. It's once a month, and it's already the second. So I'm
Or
early
leather.
this month.
It
Yeah.
actually looks like leather. Doesn't it look like leather to you, Jen?
Leather, yeah, it's
What
lederhosen,
Cliff
I
has on?
think is what they call it. Everybody struggles with that. Hey, Vicky Fitch, I see you over there. Jonathan Tripp, we're going to get to real soon. But so, Jen, last week I reached out to you. I said, I've got to have her on the show. And you guys have seen the promo reel. I meant that, not just because of her last name, because I thought she was like dynamite, and she was talking like it was coming out of my own head. I said, this woman is awesome. And then she starts a show to upstage this one with Mitch Jackson, of all people, right? How can I compete with Mitch Jackson? It's like incredible. And I was there supporting them for that show. It was a great show, by the way. Fantastic.
Thank you. I appreciate
I'm
that.
sorry that you had, Sean Puri on there. It's a bummer.
I mean, we just had to settle, Yeah.
Start low, and then you can always go up from there. And Sean will love that. But tell us a little bit about what you heard a little bit about my spiel and a lot more last week. What do you see about Blab being a part of the future for what is your idea on that?
Yeah, I think one of the coolest things hearing Sean's story about where he's come from and the evolution of Blab and what he's excited about for the future, one of the things he was most surprised about was how people are connecting on Blab, but taking it offline as well. We are actually forming true relationships via this medium. And he wasn't necessarily expecting it the way that it has evolved in the relationship regard. So certainly he saw it moving forward that direction. I see it moving forward that direction. And, one of the things that I guess proved that to me was going to Summit Live a few weeks ago and seeing people like Joel Comm and Mitch Jackson and Sarah Moore and Vicky Taylor, all of these people in person, and not being like, oh, hi, I'm Jen Hoverstadt, and being like, well, hey, friend, how are you? Because we already had those relationships formed here in Blab and in these conversations like we're having right now. and they just naturally evolve offline as well. So that's where I see it going. How is that going to help each of us? I think it's going to be kind of individual stories for us. It's not going to be the same impact on every person, but I do think it'll be a big impact. And I think it'll allow each of us to help each other as we continue not only to grow the network, but just to grow who we are and be able to create a broader network of friends.
And that's what it's all about, is relationship, right?
Definitely.
And I really, and I won't go back on my soapbox again about Blab and this platform and the difference it made for me. I am not a social media guru. I am a guy that just shows up. You know what I mean? Like a bad penny. I keep turning. What was that? Is there chipmunks coming in? They think it's funny out there. Oh gosh. But I am the Bodenweiser, as Joel can hear me roar. Oh boy. Joe, knock it off. Well, I take it. All right. So, and what I love about the idea of digital eyeballs and the ability to see each other frown and make, if I'm doing this, you're not getting through, or if I'm doing this, I'm interested, so we get all of this language that we've lost over the years. He's leaning forward. There he is. He's going to fall in.
Leaning forward. Well, I'm intently listening to every word you're saying.
All right. I'm putting my arms out to be inclusive here. Okay. When I speak to you, Bruce, it is okay.
If I want your opinion, I'll give it to you.
Okay. We'll arm the car. Okay. So there we are. And the idea that we've met all of the people I've met here, there is no way I would have met any one of them because I never leave my house. It's always like, just stay inside. Don't go out. I'm the boy in the bubble. I don't seem to be, but this is a bubble back here. It's a green bubble. And they never let me out. They just lock the doors from the other side and I have to stay in. And there's reasons for that, for my neighbor's sake and also my health. But regardless, I wouldn't have met any of these folks here. And I look forward to meeting you in person at the next Summit Live or whatever they're calling it now. And actually getting on a plane with a gas mask or something so I can survive the trip. It's a story for another Blab. But Jen, I appreciate you being here. And again, we resonate. I love the idea that we've got such a lockstep in terms of how this kind of a platform, be it Blab or another, but is going to propel us forward just exponentially in terms of making connections, not only across the world like we have here and having a good time, but also in terms of actually making a difference. And we get to circumvent the powers that be or want to stay in power and be able to have discussions and conversation about anything we want and actually move forward. And we'll be talking with Jonathan about a little bit more about that in terms of humanity. And this is what I believe we need to do. I'm very much about that. And again, I'm not a genius or anything or a guru or even an expert of any kind when it comes to the social space. But I am what I am. I guess I'm Popeye. That's what it is. Like, I'm done. That's my timer. Jen, anything else you'd like to add while you're here before you go to bed? And
well, I did want to say, Cliff, after our conversation last week, I know you have, I think, more experience than I do as far as utilizing Blab for a social good and some of those fundraising efforts that we've seen take place here. So, whether that's this Blab or a later one, or if people here are starting to think about some of those things, I know you are such a great resource for considering some of those ways to also use the network. So, I think that's awesome. The stories you shared with me and just the impact you alone have seen that Blab has allowed to, go out and change people's lives quite literally, monetarily, is pretty amazing. So, I thank you for sharing those stories with me as well, because it was a side of Blab that I have not yet experienced, but you certainly encouraged me with that to see another way that we're using the platform.
Yeah, it's multidimensional. We've seen people not only get a little money here or there, or get some love in different ways and support. And again, I mentioned Vicki. We're supporting the people here, the troubled, the lost, they're going to show up. And there's people who are lonely. There's people who have great lives, and across the board. And each time those people come on here, they feel part of something. And that's the most important thing about it. This is community. And that's what we're talking about here, because so many people are missing that today. If they don't have a regular place where they go, which most do not with our splintered lives these days, crazy lives, and everything going on, this is a great way to push it forward. So thank you so much for being here. It's a pleasure seeing you all the time. And I look forward to working with you closely on any projects that we can. And it's great. You punched a new hole there for some other people about other things. And if you check me out on LinkedIn, you'll see I do work for my brother-in-law's Crutches for Africa. We've got 70,000 people out of the dirt, off of sticks, in wheelbarrows. These people are not only in Africa, across the world. So that's work I do, all pro bono, obviously. There's no money there for anybody. It's just they just got back from a trip from, I think it was Kenya. And he's post-polio himself, and he was lucky to be in the States. And not only polio, but other things still afflict millions and millions of people across the world. So awesome. It's a mobility is the right. It's the first right, I think, of people. And it changes, talk about changing lives. Think if you couldn't be mobile at all, you had no access to anything, and you were sitting on a dirt floor in some hut somewhere, you're not very productive. What kind of a life is that for anybody? And the family and the village and so forth. It's a huge impact upon humanity. So that's just that little bit. But thanks, Jan, for being here. I want to let you go and get Jonathan in here. Right. Thanks so much for being with us.
Thanks, guys. Good to see you.
Oh, nice seeing you.
And there she goes. I thought she was going to bed. What kind of nonsense is that? Jonathan Tripp,
would you like like a Japanese car?
That's why we have the Himmelblau on the show.
It sounded more like an American car.
Jonathan Triplestein. Oh my God, that's awesome. That is. Thank you.
He changed his name for us.
What? Yes, he did.
Yeah, he changed his name for us.
You guys are not paying attention. He did change his name, and of course we baited him, and then it was like, that's it. That's it. Thank you so much for joining in on the fun. Hoverstadt didn't have to change her name. She just came as she was. So that was awesome. Yeah. Jonathan, same thing as similar. Last week, you and I got together on the phone before you got a cold from your what is it, your daughter?
Yeah, both of them. I'm concerned.
You are concerned about what?
That's what it is.
It's a conspiracy against fathers across the nation. Their kids want to give them their germs. And of course, what was the story? There was some story where you were touching things they touched, or you knew how? No.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I play with them every day. Are you kidding me? What in my house don't I touch that they touch? They're 1.5 and 3. They touch everything. So
you know what it is. Everything is in your face, sucker. There you go. That's the way that works.
It's the way they're learning.
So you are a little bit digitized, like you were on the show yesterday. There you are. All right, just don't move or say anything. You'll be fine. I can roll the show here without you.
Oh, yeah, Joel,
well,
Joel, that's what I do.
Mike, we got Michael Herndon coming on. Okay, and inviting people to share the show out. This is we're gonna have more fun with Jonathan than we did in the last show with Jonathan, because we didn't have a last show with Jonathan. Jonathan is on show number 76.
Yeah,
is that
so?
Correct?
That's
Himmelblau. Can you calculate this for us, because
I didn't check.
Triplestein is not coming through. I left. In fact,
is that where the problem is?
I don't know what he's doing.
You can't hear him?
Is he pulling a joke on us?
No, there we go.
Okay. All right. Awesome. So 76.
Well, Cliff, you just kept him talking. I wasn't sure if Jonathan even knew he was supposed to start talking.
I didn't know if I should just hold still. And just...
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. That's my job.
Oh, so you're the straight man.
Yeah, so I think I finally figured this out. I'm Ed McMahon, and you're Johnny Carson.
That's right.
You guys got it.
So am I not?
You're supposed to be laughing all night. Hey-o. Hey-o.
Go get my beer. I need to go get my beer.
All right.
So go ahead, Jonathan. Let's talk. Wait a minute. What? Bruce?
I'm still here.
Okay. Jonathan. So now we've gotten past the cold thing. You're tackling that. And it is show number 76 today. Is that correct?
I think today's 76. Yeah.
Right. That's what yeah. So that's awesome. I think it's the longest running show that we have, right? On Blab. Anybody check in with us on the side? I think it is.
I have no idea.
Regardless, he stole the name from me. I came up with this. I bought all the Blab Nation everything before I even knew he was doing anything out here. The URLs, all the .coms except for blabnation.com. Somebody's got it. We're gonna find them. We're gonna hunt them down. And
Yeah, we need to do a straight out manhunt. I want to know who's got blabnation.com.
Yeah, it'll be like, and we'll be like,
bring him to the knees.
Well, I think blabnation.tv sounds better.
I actually do too.
And
I really actually like that idea.
What about .live? You know, the show .live. You got that one?
Yeah, but this is TV 2.0. This is TV on steroids.
Yes, it is.
I love this. I love this platform. Are you kidding me?
I know. That's why you're on the show, because I could go on and on and on, as everybody knows, about this platform, what it means, blah, blah, blah. So I want you to talk instead of me. I'm going to just be quiet for a change. Tell us what you think. Tell us about your show first. It happens every day at 10 a.m. I am not awake. Anybody knows me, I'm up till 5 a.m. most days. And you go on at 10 a.m. Eastern time every day, Blab Nation, and go ahead and tell people what you do on that show, because I don't know. I'm sorry.
Well, what do we do? Well, we talk. All right. That's the real essence of it, right? We talk. But the question is really, what do we talk about? We talk about, here's my 3 hashtags within Blab. We talk about business and marketing and social media. I had to pick 3 and only 3. So I picked those. And, we are on 10 a.m. Eastern time, Monday through Fridays. I don't blab on the weekends for the show, and I don't do holidays and stuff I just don't do it. So, but we try to invite guests on. We don't do a guest every single show. Sometimes we do, shows about doing a show. Sometimes we do shows on, marketing questions, or, how to brand yourself, or, different.
That actually sounds painful.
Well, you need to go through the show to find out, So, but we get varying people on.
I don't know.
Sometimes they're community members. Sometimes, and I'll tell you right now, Cliff, what I'm trying to do right now is I'm looking to bring in people that are outside of the Blab sphere, people that are not already on Blab, and bringing them into the community to grow our community, because it's not just Blab Nation community; it's the whole Blab community.
Right.
I was talking with some IT people today who've never heard of Blab, and I tried to explain what it was.
That sounds ridiculous.
What sounds ridiculous?
It is ridiculous.
Well, the fact that we're all on Blab, and we understand what Blab is. We've been on Blab for 6 months or so.
Yep.
And there's still 99% of the country or the world that isn't.
More than that.
They still think it's Facebook.
Right. And I think that obviously the difference here, we know it, people here we're preaching to the choir, obviously, that the impact that we have by having conversations and going deep and going wide, it transcends all television, even Periscope, Meerkat, the poor thing is dying. So in fact, Jonathan, I think you were a big proponent of Periscope before you got here. And what's your experience now?
It's for where my audience is. I would say this, that I started on Periscope, came to Blab, brought some of my Periscope peeps with me. Right. And some of those people now, they don't Periscope that much. But even though I will say this, as of today, I decided to do for the month of February, I'm going to do a Periscope every day in February. Just nothing like long, super elaborate, but I'm going to get one in every day. Just to give it. So I got 28. I got 28 Periscopes I got to do somehow. Got to get them in.
Yeah.
I got to check it out.
29.
Right.
29. There's 29 days this month.
Yeah, but but what's today? Today's the 2nd, right?
Okay.
Yeah, so
28 more.
As of today, I'm going to do. So I got 28 more shows to go through.
Because my mom's birthday's on the 29th. That's how I know.
So she ages every 4 years. Good for her.
Yep. So my mom is she's going on 20. 20. No, she'll be 21 this year.
1/4 of her age. Amazing.
Right.
Oh,
No,
it's terrible.
It's really the concept that that your audience is where you're at.
Yep.
and for me, I started in Periscope because I didn't know about Blab, and I decided, I was like, oh, let's try Blab. And there's a horror story about that, and you got to watch our show today, or I did an interview last night with David Vaughn, and I told the elaborate version of the story, but basically I clicked into a Blab by accident, scared myself to death, and then shut the whole thing off and stayed away from it for like a week before I had the courage to hop back on, but once I got on, I started to really love this platform and just kind of doing what we're doing now. So
yeah.
I hit the wrong button. I'll blame it on
Joe.
Joe.
What was that sound effect supposed to be?
It was supposed to be. I was supposed to be a race bike. I was supposed to be a cow.
And he got a cow instead.
I got a cow out of it. It's like, shut up, Cliff. Okay, so Jonathan, so that now, what are you going to do the Periscopes on, to bring your peeps over to Blab, or separate, or at the end of each one you're going to say, hey, meet me at Blab Nation 10 o'clock, blah blah blah?
There will be value up front. Let's put it that way. I'm not going to define what the value is right yet, but we're going to talk about stuff. I mean, I will tell you this: they're not going to be any longer than 10 minutes.
Right.
I mean, we're talking like 3 to 5 minutes. But the call to action will be like, hey guys, if you want to talk more, if you want to learn more about what we're doing, if you want to take the conversation deeper, that sort of thing, come over to Blab Nation. We're going to have Jenny Dietrich on. We're going to talk about the principles of brand, building a brand reputation. So whatever the daily topic is, whoever the guest is going to be that day.
Yeah, I actually did catch a full show yesterday with David Vaughn. Great show by you guys. And his intro, did you write that, or did you pay somebody like $10,000 to write that?
That was quite the intro. What did you think? What did you think of that?
That was like, it was over the top. It was awesome. I was like, oh, I can't even listen to this guy. He's so great.
Well, he's got like what are they? He's got a mouth of butter.
Butter. It's like butter over there, David Vaughn.
It really is. He's an awesome guy.
No, he knows how to play it, but no, it was impressive. Your background and the way he said it, of course, was great. But it really is. I mean, I look up to you, and you're younger than I am. I mean, age means nothing here, anywhere. And I'm just impressed at everything you've done in your life, and your stories about moving and everything is very, very interesting. And he's always moving, this guy.
Oh my God, I'm done. He's
done moving. He's got 15 kids. 7 wives. He's not even a Mormon.
That's why I moved so much. No. I said, look, if I ever have to move again, I'm leaving everything. You get the house and the stuff. I'm done. I'm all done.
Yep.
Oh man. So he's almost got a record. Tom Curran, who I mentioned earlier, has 9 children. They're all his by, I think, one wife, beautiful wife, out on the West Coast, and another amazing guy. I'd love to get on the show. Probably have him on here soon. Boy, is he successful too. He's done some great things all around the globe. That he's had such an impact. So, Jonathan, I know you got to go also. Thank you for staying up late. You got to get ready for Blab Nation and your kids, and get well and have some good rest. Awesome. And we'll catch you again. I'm going to be talking with you again about what we're going to be doing together as well. And I know we owe. Did you see your little picture up there?
I did. That's awesome.
Yeah. So we don't fool around here. We got Joe
serious
Burke in
business.
The background.
I'm waiting.
I think we do.
Anybody doesn't know who Joe Burke is, I Strive to Thrive. With a number 2 in there. You can track him down anytime, late night especially. There he is.
Look at that. That's awesome. He faded in and out without respect. Look at that.
Just like that. Like,
all right. All right. Well, guys, thank you, gentlemen, both of you, for having me on tonight.
It's good meeting you.
It's our pleasure, including Bruce down there. And thanks so much. We will catch your show. Everybody else should be catching your show at 10 o'clock or watch it on replay, like I should be doing. Everyone's so darn busy.
Here, I'm going to drop the link because I'm a link guy like that.
It is like that.
Do that. Yeah, as a matter of fact, no, this is just real quick before I go. This is what I said. I was encouraging everybody, if we really are serious about growing a platform that grows outside of who's already here, when you subscribe to this, because Jenny is not on Blab yet, right? She's not on Blab. But so what I told her, I said, everybody subscribe. But when you subscribe, tweet it out. And that's just like something.
Jenny Dietrich. Okay. You have to tell us who that is.
Oh, Jenny Dietrich. Okay. Jenny Dietrich. She's a founder and CEO of a PR company based out of Chicago, and she does a lot of PR, a lot of branding. She does a lot of speaking. Where is she from? She's spinsucks.com.
Spin Sucks.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm really excited to talk with her. Spend the time. I'm probably going to lock the seat out because I know my people. They're going to keep calling in. But really, the whole point is to bring in an audience that's outside of who's already here.
Right.
So tweet it out, share it out, talk to people outside of Blab that you already know. Don't make this a closed-looped community. Make it as big as you want. So anyway,
stay with us for a second. Don't be afraid of beta. We had some hiccups in the last 24 hours or so. We had just locked. I think the whole channel locked up on us last night. But overall, this is a great platform. I mean, look at what we're doing here. This is the future. And so there's going to be glitches. Everybody knows that. Tony Robbins came on here knowing the platform. David John, I think, came on as well. And so we're looking to, and I spoke to Jonathan last week about this. How can we help people not only get here, but get their message out in the best way possible? And that's what I look forward to working with Jonathan. Tripp is actually his name. And helping people do that. So that's what we're here to do. So go ahead, Jonathan, and X yourself out if you feel comfortable.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks a lot. What a great guest. So Bruce, what do you think of John?
He's a cool guy. Cool. Actually, I don't think I've been to the Blab Nation yet, and he's been on for 2 months now.
76 days, 5 days a week. So I am a remiss, but again, for those of you who know me, I'm on here a lot, but not at 10 o'clock in the morning. And I am so busy when I am awake, working in between and during Blabs. I work, I got 4 screens in front of me. That's why my head keeps bobbing around. So I'm not a bobblehead like Joel Comm made me look up there. Really. Thanks, Joel. And by the way, thanks to.
I think that's a product.
What? What's that?
I think that's a future product.
It is it's a future product. When we're as famous as Joel Comm, we will have our own bobbleheads. But thanks to Joel Comm for coming up with this on the fly a few weeks ago. He said, Bodenweiser und Himmelblau, I like this. And then, of course, you've seen the promo probably. Enzo Vincenzo Landino, also known as Blabrino, also got on it. And so we said, well, we have to do this. We don't lick a gift Joel in the mouth and reject. We bring him, in, and we take the air he giveth under our wings, and we fly. Even if we crash into the ground tonight, we're here to bring out what we can to help you guys on certainly Blab and any other way we can. Again, as I said earlier, if you weren't here, to bring out your message to the world. And the world could be your neighbors. It could be your congregation. It could be anybody that you have connection with, you can influence, and people you don't have connection with. Jonathan hit the nail on the head. You do not, you don't need to know the person in which you're going to bring around. And what I mean by that is we all have inside ourselves a drive, whether we know it or not, even to go out there and make a difference. Certainly, and most of us here on this platform have that. Whether you're an introvert or a Vicky Fitch or me or Bruce, we're all different, but we all have our strengths, and we want to lift each other up here. I mean, that's the bottom line. And we're here to do that tonight a little bit more. We're going to have more fun next week. I won't be blabbing on so much in the beginning. And what do we got? Wearable technology, electric shock. Oh, okay. We'll arrange that, David.
Yeah, I'm enjoying this.
Put a shock collar on David Werber so that we can keep him awake during the show or something. Sorry, take the air right out of the show. So we got that's an introvert is Vicky Fitch. So Bruce, let's talk about Groundhog Day. It's important. First off, do we know if the little rodent has seen his shadow today? Because
in Philadelphia, it did not.
I don't think he's in. I think he's in Punxsutawney.
Okay, Pennsylvania.
Yeah, Daniel Miller and Marley are down in Philadelphia. Let's get that straight. Okay, Daniel Miller is
so
not.
In Pennsylvania, Punxsutawney Phil did not see a shadow. Now the question is, what does that mean?
I think we've got it. Lindsay Badger's right there with us. early spring. Well, guess what? In Boston, we have 0 snow right now. Last year, we had about 103 inches in about 2 weeks at this point. So I don't care if it's 60 degrees out here. I got other things to do, like be on Blab and take care of other stuff. So here we are. So let's talk about Groundhog Day a little bit further, because I know for a fact that today you went on a road trip. And this, I know
Yes.
we told you about the show yesterday, and you said, "But I've got this big plans to go to the set where they filmed Groundhog Day, Bill Murray's movie from 1933 or whenever it was, way back when I was a child." Tell us about this experience, Bruce, please. This sounds interesting.
1992, which actually I did not remember until I got there, because they got all these plaques. And so when I got there, it was rainy and cold. So you got the photographs. Excellent. So that is Punxsutawney Phil front. And if you go to the close-up, it actually says the film was shot there. And they actually do like a tour of the set, like a walkthrough of the different stores that were in the movie. And so I actually grabbed lunch at this one place. I'm not sure last time you saw the film, because I don't remember it either. It was a scene where Bill Murray walked into a bar and they decided to toast world peace. So I was sitting at that bar for lunch today. But I'll finish the Groundhog Story Day. Is they had some kids paint or draw some pictures, and they put those up in the store windows, and it looked adorable. And the whole town kind of goes out for it. But since it was so rainy, those are pictures from the kids, and all the stores
Where
had.
is this? You went to Pennsylvania today? You don't live near Pennsylvania.
I went to a town called Woodstock, Illinois.
Why would you go there if Punxsutawney is the place where this all happens?
Well, the movie was filmed in Woodstock, Illinois.
See, Hollywood. It's just like this show. You think I've got a big curtain behind me and that thing's on hooks back there, but it's all an illusion, people. So,
yeah, so Harold Ramis film, and Harold Ramis is a Chicago boy, actually was, because he passed away recently. And so they shot
Ghostbusters or something?
Yes. And then they also shot another scene from Planes, Trains, and Automobiles in that same square. So I guess he liked that, like the town.
I love.
So
that
I don't think that's from. So this is the bar that's where I had lunch, and actually, Comedy Central was playing back-to-back Groundhog Day.
There it is. I see it. It's like a repeat of 1992 again.
Yep.
Bill Murray.
So exciting. Yeah. So I did a periscope from the Village Square.
And how busy was the town today?
I saw 6 people.
Any groundhogs?
No.
No groundhogs, 6 people, and it is Groundhog Day in the place in which this thing was shot, which these people are trying to make money off of, and there were 6 people in town.
Well, I think they had the tour earlier. This is the restaurant that I was at today as well.
Okay, so you went off hours. I see how busy it is. They must have known you were coming.
Well, this is by the time I left, it was like 4:00, so it was between lunch and dinner. Okay, and plus I didn't want. Oh, here, this is how the temperature of today. Well, minus 76.
Minus 76. No wonder the damn groundhog didn't come out. Oh, wait, he did, but that's the wrong place. It's minus 76. Is that Fahrenheit or Celsius? Either way, that's bone-chilling cold. Oh, yeah. So I think of that. There it is. That's the place. Now, did you take that picture or did you steal it off the internet?
No, I took all these pictures. These are mine.
These are your pictures.
So if you want to use those, you got to get copyright.
Copyright from Mr. Himmelblau. Don't mess around with him. He'll take you to court. He'll win, too.
All right. So access has been granted.
Access granted.
And what do we got here? Tell us what, zip through these. How many more pictures we got? 1,700?
No, I think there's a couple more. I didn't take a lot.
Oh, okay.
And then there's a Village Square.
It's a beautiful town. I remember the movie, right? It's still a beautiful town, or it's not broken down or anything, right?
Oh, no, this is their historic square. So you go about 4 blocks away from here.
Yeah.
And they've got gas stations and big malls.
Oh, but so it's not broken down or dilapidated areas.
This is great. They've got their renovations. There's an opera house in that square. Nice restaurants. There's some stores.
And again, the name of the town is again what?
Woodstock.
Woodstock. This has nothing to do with a concert, right?
No, it's about 40 minutes on a good day. Or no, 40 40 miles. I think 40 miles northwest of Chicago.
Right. It's not New York. It's not Vermont. It is near Chicago, and it is in the state of
Illinois.
Illinois, just like Chicago is. Yeah,
because that's where Chicago is. Yeah.
I gotta slow down and go down to Bruce speed here and try to get absorbed a little bit slower. Okay. Well, that was exciting. Was it exciting? I'm not sure if it was.
Yeah, it was fun. Actually, it was more. The weird thing is, I'm having lunch. This guy walks into the bar.
Oh boy, here comes the bar joke.
No, I did a video shoot for a restaurant in another town a month ago. This guy was in that video. He recognizes me. He says, "I've got a client across the street who's I was just showing her that video that you shot a month ago, half an hour ago." So I walk over there, and now we're doing business. And then the people who are sitting at the other side of the bar, they're launching a new product. They said, we need a video for that too. So I got 2 new clients. This basically was supposed to be a day off.
And did they ring the gong at the end of this? Like, it's just like how does that work? You walk into a bar. And I thought we were going to get a joke, and you got two gigs.
Yeah,
you're
walked to a bar and you got two.
The magic of Bruce Himmelblau. I cannot believe I'm in the same blab as this guy. He walks into a town, knows nobody. He's going there to enjoy what did you go there for?
To see the town because it's Groundhog Day.
Okay, so you want to.
It's only an hour away
today.
Yeah, it's only an hour away from me.
But still, I mean, but how did you run into people you know? Because this is because of Blab, right? Go with the yes.
The guy never heard of Blab. He's barely heard of the internet.
No, he's a Terminator.
He doesn't even have. Yeah. So basically,
well, hold on.
I guess the trick is because of you, Cliff. I did this because I would not have gone out to Woodstock if we didn't have the show tonight.
Okay, this is good.
So I'm tying it all back together.
Oh, good. All right. So I forced you because you didn't know about the show till yesterday. You said, I have to do something new and interesting. And for the day of the groundhog and his shadow, celebrating such, you drove to the town and you got 2 gigs, which you're going to give me a cut of now, right?
There you go. Yeah.
Right. Super.
Because I'm sure they need some IT. Need some IT work.
What is this? That's all right. I don't want to do IT work. I want to help people like in groups and have them get their messages out in a way that is funny and engaging and telling a great story like that. See, it's like, all right. Yeah, you know that.
Go put it back up. Put it back up.
Wait, what are you going to do?
I actually look like that. See,
he does. That was his former life. But Frankenstein, we talked about that today, didn't we?
Yeah, back in college, people thought I was related to Gene Wilder.
It is very
because he was popular back then.
Yes, and now you're popular. You can walk into a dead town with 7 people in it and get 2 gigs. I cannot believe this. Can somebody else come in here? The seat is now open. We have gotten to the point. There is Joel doing his dance. We had 3 Joels on the screen last night. For those of you who did not see that, I don't know that we have an active GIF or GIF of that. I do, but I'm not going to spend the time looking down and finding it. But, that's all we got to say about Joel Comm and his dance that he did for us yesterday. It was awesome. And he was blab jacking the blab. He was supposed to be co-hosting. So I think that was a first. And right there under the thumb of Red. And by the way, Vicky Fitch is on the hunt for a new he. Not in her personal life, but in her professional life on Blab. She has he said, Red said, and Robert.
I saw that today.
Robert has stepped down. He's busy with other things and focusing on other things. And there's Vicky there. And we just want to let her, she's taking applications. There is a grueling process. It will take many, many hours. Fingernails are, things are jammed under your fingernails.
I understand you're in contention.
I am. I put my hat in the ring. I would be honored to be on that show with her. I will make it known to Blab Nation right now, the real Blab, the whole Blab Nation, not just John's show, that I am, pick me. It's like, Frank, sit down, Frank. This is my show. And Frank's awesome, by the way. If you go to Frank Clark, he's a cut up, and he puts on that smile, and you don't know if he's going to kill you or kiss you. It's just amazing, right? Come on, Frank, work with me. Give me the yes. Frank, if you want to pop in the show in the seat, Vicky, you are welcome to come in and say hi and give our premiere a kick in the butt here. We got a few minutes to kill off. Not that we can't do it without you. Yes, Vicky can come in for a second. And Bruce, before we go, why don't you let the viewers know how they can get a transcript of the show? This is a first on Blab, so pay attention, people, and don't steal it. Here we go.
Okay, for a transcript of the show, all you need to do is write down everything you heard.
Access granted.
There you go. That's for Vicky Fitch coming in. I would have given you the joke drum, but we're saving that for Vicky.
Hi. How are you?
Oh, there she is. Hey, Vicky, you're looking
So
great.
That was a long pause between looking and great. That is not a good thing for a girl. I have to
for the
say.
right button. I was trying to get to this.
Oh,
it should be it's Vicky Fitchburg.
Vicky Fitchburg. Okay,
Yeah.
all right. I could go with
So-
that.
Because it's all German name
And you
show.
know, when Vicky's in the room, we can't say any of those words. That was only 3 or 4 of them. There are 3 more. And the big one in the end. We don't say any of those words. So otherwise she'll be like,
It's
and
true,
that'll be that.
right?
Yeah.
It's true.
I've seen her do that, and it's not pretty. So then
Or the
she'd
Fitch
like,
slap comes out, right?
Right.
yeah, access the night Fitch slap. We'll have to talk about the Fitch slap. It's like,
It is
oh,
a public
dear.
service announcement. It is a
So-
public service. It comes out whenever it's needed. It's just
It is. Okay, we'll talk about that later because it's like,
gotcha.
not going to get me. Okay, so Vicky, how are you doing today? I haven't seen you all day. It's a pleasure to have you in the seat. Of course, I hope you were here
I saw her
earlier.
today. I watched her on Periscope today. Didn't you watch her on Periscope today?
This is my shame face. I'm sorry.
It's all right. I forgive you. It's okay. It's a big blabosphere. It's a big scoposphere. I get it. I'm not on your
I
list.
saw you.
To see.
I saw you,
I'm doing
Vicky.
the work of 3 people here because Bruce is 2 people when he finally gets his act. But we only told him yesterday he's out doing groundhog stuff, getting gigs for himself.
You know, as a businesswoman, I got to say monetization is kind of the king. So I totally get it. You know, props to you, Bruce. That's what I say.
What was that?
Thank you.
I didn't do that. I think that was Joe. Joe Burke is behind the scenes. I think he's adding. Yeah, something else is going out there. End of round 1. Vicky Fitch is back in the ring. So what anything else going on? Any exciting things for you? I know Punks Tony Phil did see his shadow or did not. I don't know. Either way, we're getting a shortened winter.
I live in
Vicky's out on the West
California.
Coast.
What's that? Yeah, I live in California. I got to tell you, although it was a big shock to me that there was actually this white crystally stuff on the windshield today when I had to drive my son to school, and I didn't know what to do with myself. It's called ice. It's ice.
Oh,
I found out later. Someone told me that's called ice.
That's when you call the taxi.
Oh my goodness!
California.
Yeah.
You do not drive a car with ice on the windshield in California.
It's
you
crazy.
Don't know how to see through it, and like you get you try to clear the window with the washers and it freezes.
I used the windshield wipe. Well, and you know it's not that cold, so it shouldn't have had a problem, but it wouldn't move. So you know, there you go. So
the cars are just not used to it. It's sort of like people when they move to Florida, they just don't know what it's like to be cold anymore.
Yeah.
Well, a couple of days ago, seriously, I'm wearing a tank top, you know, and then today I got 2 jackets on. So that's a nice look, Cliff. It's deranged a bit, but it's nice. It's good.
This is younger self.
From yesterday. Well, I can see where this show would age him quite a bit because it's stressful. He's feeling a lot of stress and a lot of pressure.
No, you know what I needed about that.
Yeah, so make note that he's got black hair now. In the 6 months, will be gray.
I'm looking for the black in there. I'm missing it. Bruce, are we
right there?
Are we in a different screen?
Right below the green. It's part of the green screen.
What's she talking
I
about?
see gray and I see black
Okay.
headphones. Bruce, are you colorblind, honey?
I do have dark hair in the back.
Not-
Oh, I see
Yeah.
it. It's still not black.
There you go.
I'm sorry.
No,
That's
it's
not
never
black.
been black. It's brown. Oh man.
Anyway, I just wanted to come in and say, hey, congratulations on your premiere episode, rocking it as usual. And I saw Joel over there said he's the wind beneath your wings, but I said he's the wind.
He's the hot air.
But I do
Joel in the
love
morning.
Joel Comm.
We adore Joel Comm. Are you kidding me? That's all we can say. But he is the peacock among us. That's for sure. Oh, that's Vicky Fitch. What was that? Joe Burke just popped in again.
I saw him.
Say hi.
I think I saw Joe Burke. I think I did. I
It's like-
did saw
And
him.
when he shows up, I go,
Whatever.
that sort of thing. I was like, actually,
I love it.
that's the way to do that. So we're not sheeple. There he is. There he is. One of the folks. Thank you, Joe, again for being there. This is the guy who put together that promo along. Bruce extracted the data off the show. We sent it over to Joe Burke, and he and I gave him a couple of pointers, but he had that thing whipped out. It was amazing to watch him do the work. And here we are. And again, thank you for popping in, Vicky, and hanging out for the show. It's a pleasure being here. And now I got two hats in the ring for He Said, Red Said, and we'll just keep working that. We're gonna get out there and we're gonna pummel the stump it, and out there like Trump. No, not like Trump.
Well, be sure you guys definitely go to hesaidredsaid.com and fill that out because I want to interview people. I'm trying. He just didn't let me. I'm trying. Tomorrow night I have a super duper special guest on my show, and it would happen to be the one and only Joe Burke, which I don't even know what corner I'm in. He's going to be on my show tomorrow night, you guys. And anyway, I hope you guys will join. I have a book coming out. It's called, Evict the Bully in Your Head. And so the first Wednesday of the month happens to be about the bullies in your head. And Joe has agreed to be my guest. So I'm not trying to blabjack, but I did want to tell you, especially as Joe keeps ghosting in and out, I could not tell you guys that, join us tomorrow night for that. It's going to be amazing.
Yeah, it may be a little awkward, but we're not going to talk about that here. No, just everything's good. And nobody blabjacks my show because I'm the blabjacker right behind Joel. I'm like blabjacker number 2. And I don't mind people coming on here and dropping links in as long as they're legitimate and we talk about it a little bit. I do not mind that. This is this is one of the things I really want to promote other people's shows, and I'd like other people to be more open about that. Now, I don't believe in just coming in and dropping your link and running.
Right.
It's part of the show, and you're in there. And now you may not get in the seat and be respectful of the host, and maybe try to get their attention and say, "Hey, can I drop my link in?" I didn't do much of that. In the last, I did a lot of it actually, but not without asking first. And dropping it in there, but appreciate the support. But that's how we're going to grow the shows and have more people show up like we did here. We got a ton of people pre-subscribed to the show, which I really appreciate. And hopefully we'll have, as good entertainment, if not better, next week. And we'll be here right after Joel Comm as we are. It is midnight on the East Coast. We're going to wrap up the show. It was a pleasure having you here, Vicky, if you want to pop out. So we can do other super. Thanks so much.
Love you guys. I just didn't want to be rude while you're talking. Thanks for inviting me. Bye, Bruce. Bye, Cliff. And bye, Joe. See you guys later.
I just want to bring up 3 more topics: religion, sex, and forget the third.
Excuse me. Joel Comm.
Gotta say, the Bodenweiser und Himmelblau hour is a reality. Yeah. And you guys did great. This is lots of fun.
We survived the hour.
What does this look like?
You did survive it. It looks like green screen. It's beautiful. I love it. I'm jelly.
I have no pants on. It's the green screen. No, and I got the side cam. You inspired me yesterday to go steal this from my son's room and show up like I'm like Joel. It's just like, here I am. This is what it really looks like. Here's my control panel down here, and this is the buttons I've been pushing for you guys, wondering what that's all about. I just got this app. I just got this all hooked up about 3 hours ago. That's why I wasn't kicking around anywhere, and it wasn't even on Joel's show because I had to put this shirt on. That took like 10 or 20 minutes, and the tie, refigured out a tie, right? There's Joel. See, he's like got the arm out, looking all professional.
Here's what I love is that we're actually creating a schedule of programming. Like, it's one thing to schedule a show, but now Tuesday night is must see blab, right?
There you
With
go.
back-to-back shows. And now we need a show before us. If somebody like wants to do warm-up for Blab Talk Live, think about what that looks like. Could be a really good slot. Now you've got, you know, from 7, well, what time is it on the East Coast? From 9 to midnight, right? Or
nine
to midnight.
We needed you in here to get into this German thing again. We did not do it all this time. Here we are. Now you're doing it again.
Yes, Bodenweiser und Himmelblau.
That's it. That's the way
Anyway,
to do it.
Good job, guys.
Well, thank you.
And also,
yeah.
for people here, follow us on Bodenblau Hour on Twitter.
You can do
So-
that. I may not follow you back.
Or
It's kind of
did
a-
you just do that just for the show?
I did that for the
fourth
show,
screen?
and
Okay.
you know, with you as a guest host, we're not sure what this is going to get any traction. You know, the Penn and Teller thing. I got to play this out a little bit further. We may have to get Joel in here for a little bit, or no. I half joke, and but we love this community. We're here to support it in any way we can. Bruce is a very there's Joel doing his good stuff.
That's awesome.
You didn't think you're going to get that one. That was fun yesterday. But it's and I appreciate Joel offering, and it was kind of a joke. He says we should do this. I like this thing, and here we are. And I appreciate that. And like I said, you are the air under our wings on this job, and he's just the hot air.
You are, I'll only say this one time. You are the fruit of my loins. There you go.
That's the elevator. That's it. We're getting off that floor. With that, Joel, if you want to stay in, and we'll do a little music on the extra here. I think Joe might have something for us here. Too many Joels for music to ring us out and actually wrap the show permanently. But we're going to stay off the record here in a few minutes. Joe, thank you very much.
To world peace.
World peace.